Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Frida Says What podcast. Today I'm joined with my girls, Uju and Riya. Uju and Riya, say hi.
Hi.
Today's episode is like, I don't know how I'm going to describe it to be honest. Like, it's a story of survival, faith, love, forgiveness, maybe even like empathy. On Monday, the 29th of June 2026, I'd had like, I was already having a bad day to be honest. Um, I had a shit dream. I just wasn't feeling my best, and
Almost like premonitions.
yeah, maybe just like premonitions. And I decided I'd take a walk. I'd walk from work to a great distance back home. I made some stops anyways. But my main aim was just to like really just walk and walk and walk to kind of like clear my head and stuff. And then I was like literally about to. I was so close home. I was so close to home. I'd walked a really far distance, like, and then I flagged down a car, um, just to take me, like, let's say a block away from the junction that would now eventually like stop again to continue walking to my house, all of that. And I get into the car, and like we're reaching my stop, and I can see like the guy is like making a call and he's saying like something strange, and I'm like trying to signal to the woman in the car as well that like I think something is wrong, and like literally like the windows start to come, they start winding up the windows, and I'm seeing that like I'm in a car with tinted windows, and I try to make a dash for it, and the man grabs me, and then they tell me that I have been kidnapped. I was in shock, right? Like, I mean, we hear about this all the time in Nigeria. Like, for some reason, like, it's always such far away news, but like, the driver is telling me right now that I have been kidnapped, and if I don't have this money to pay, they're going to do all sorts of things to me. I beg them, like, I beg, like, I have never been so like shocked in my whole life. Like, never been so shocked in my whole life. They ask me, I obviously don't have the money that they're asking for, and then they ask me who to call. And I say my dad, and they want me like hysterical. They want me to like put emotional. Like, obviously, I'm already like scared, but like, they want me to put in a show, tell my dad I'm here, they're taking me to this place. And then as well, they're also threatening me, telling me if I don't do what they say, they're going to skin me alive. They're going to, like, all the things we see on the internet, like. And I was like, I'm going to die. They give me a number, and I try to level with them about what I think like my family can afford. And then like they call my dad. And first and foremost, my dad is like a negotiator. He's a businessman. Like, it is who he is, right? And I knew that like I was worried. Not I'm saying I was worried that like he would like take the same approach to the situation. I knew. I'm not saying I was worried. I knew who he was, but like I was so scared, and like I wasn't thinking properly, and Like maybe I could have said a lesser number. I don't know, but like, I was just so worried, like, cause the kids, yo, who had been kidnapped. That like I had to make myself valuable to these people. I called my dad and I screamed. I told him what they wanted. They were mad at me for giving them a price. They threatened to beat me. They threatened to do all sorts of things to me. Told my dad all the stuff that they would do to me if he didn't pay up. My dad begged them. He was begging them. And then they just said, if you don't have the money, 30 minutes, we'll do this. Every 30 minutes they'd call. And my dad kept insisting on the same number. And like I had forgotten that like he had just come back that day, so of course like nobody has that kind of money just sitting in their bank account anyways. Like he's trying to appease them so they don't take me so far away. But when I'm there, I'm just like I'm going to die. And then I like reject the thoughts. It's like for the first time in my life I knew quite clearly that like I had a lot to live for. Like I did not want to die. They kept like they'll stop, they'll call, they'll stop, they'll call. They threatened me. They had me sitting down on the ground of the car, blindfolded, asking me questions about my family. And at that point, obviously I told them all lies because I was like, I'd be down. I'd be damned if like they used me to get to my family. The next time my dad called, I heard my uncle's voice and I couldn't believe my uncle was already there. I was like, how fast did he drive? And when my dad wasn't strong, like my uncle spoke with like strength and calmness, trying to get them what they want so that they could have me back as soon as possible. But those people, man, like those fucking people, so impatient, so hungry, like so greedy to take what does not belong to you. You have stolen a child and you are now demanding, like, you are placing a worth on a child. They have now reduced a child to, like, do you understand? Like, and like, if your parents don't have that money, they have erased your, they have erased your child's value. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I was calm. I said my rosary. I'm Catholic. Um, I said to send love to all the people I loved. I don't know. I was like, well, I hope like it get like I need to just like I hope it gets to them because every time they called my dad and they weren't getting what they wanted, every time I thought I was going to die. Eventually, they stopped the car, took me to their house, put me on a bed, and their demeanor changed. Suddenly these two people who had told me that they would like kill me and toss me outside, that I would die in an unmarked grave, that like they don't know what they do to kids in camp, to the women in camps. I would be slept with, I would be raped, I would be skinned alive, I would like be uh I would be like a toy for children to play with. And then when I get to the house, their demeanor has changed. It's like they're now, they seem almost doting. They seem like they care. We will not kill you. All we want is money. It's just money that we want. Eat. Do you want to shower? Shower. By tomorrow morning, your dad will have sent the money. We don't want to kill you. We just want the money.
Okay, who in particular was saying this?
The two of them, the man and the woman,
Okay.
they both like saying they were trying to be soothing, but anytime I thought I would cry, or anytime they noticed like crying movements, they would get so mad. I'm like, if you cry, if you don't do that, I don't like that type of thing. Every time, don't do that, I don't like that type of thing. Should I take you to the camp? Should I take you to the camp? Just like, yeah,
It's like, in a way, it's like crazy because it's like they wanted you to be thankful to them because they didn't, quote unquote, take you to the camp. So that's why they kept telling you that,
yeah,
should I, that's why they kept like
yeah.
guilt, guilting you with that whole, should I take you to the camp? Or
Would you rather be somewhere else? Would you rather be somewhere else? I'm lucky. Your life is important to you. Like your life is the most important thing. I have my life, so I should thank God. I'd gotten to get some skincare, so they assumed that I was ill because of that. So I played into that. I I popped, for my skincare girlies. What was the name of that niacinamide serum again?
Tiam.
What?
Tiam niacinamide syrup.
Yeah, so they saw that, and I told them I had malaria, but like it was a serum type of drug. So I had to pretend to take drops of the niacinamide serum because they seemed like at that time I thought they were nicer to me because they thought I was ill. So I was trying to like play into that to get like any form of like safety. Yeah. After that, I just lay down. Strange place. So I was just so shocked not to be in my house. I was like, where am I? Like where am I? Like where did I go? Who are these people? Like where am I was just in shock. I couldn't wrap my head around it. Like where am I? I was like I didn't even think I would be able to sleep. But exhaustion. Again, I'd walked a very far distance. Again, I'd had a super draining day. Again, I was already kind of like unhappy. So yeah, eventually I fell asleep. And they told me before I went to bed that once they send the money in the morning, they would withdraw the money and then would go like first thing like once they made mention of boys outside that were the bad guys. Those boys are bad boys. They are the ones that will do all these like nefarious things to you, and like we have to wait for them to leave before we can take you anywhere. They said that they would that everything I came with, my bag, my laptop, my lunchbox, my everything, that they wouldn't touch anything. They just wanted the money. I said okay. I started to trust them. In my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, I feel like by tomorrow afternoon they would have that money. I was thinking maybe they would have the money by the afternoon and like. Anyways, they made it seem they reassured me a lot. This is the funny mindfuck thing about it. I was like being reassured by your kidnappers that you would make it home. But like I'm not, and like maybe I wasn't the most vocally religious person before all of this, but I will say that like I don't think like it was the man comforting me. He cannot, he doesn't have the capacity for that. I think if you take someone against their will and you can terrorize their parents, right, and like you can also terrorize your victim, I don't think you have it in you to have like that kind of grace and compassion. So I don't think like they were like talking to me. I don't think I think that was an anomaly. The next day came, I was still there, and I just woke up with a sense of like, what the fuck? Where the fuck am I? Like again. And then the strangest thing, the nigga was playing prayers and gospel music in I was like, I must be in a this is a dream.
A movie,
This
literally.
is a dream. And you know, I'm playing affirmations, playing like Christian, like just like praise and worship songs. And I was like, and I forgot to add, anyways, that like, so when I came in the night before, right in the middle of the night, I think when they were asleep, I tried to wake the woman because the woman lay in the bed with me. I tried to wake her up and I said that she wouldn't budge. And the nigga smokes and drinks. So I know like when you smoke and you drink, like you're out. So I was able to just like I woke up before then. So I looked around. I'm like, there was just so much stuff. Like the woman had nice bags. Like she had wigs. I mean, the wigs should be terrible. Like anyways, but like she had wigs. I was like, so in my heart, I was like, oh wait, so that made me feel sorry for them somehow, in the sense of like how what has this country come to that like someone that looks like they've had a life is resorting to this. Like, what has this country come to that people who might have been like regular ass people are now like resorting to kidnapping to raise funds? And I was like, I felt sorry for them. I felt sorry for them. I don't know where that grace came from to feel sorry for them. Maybe just because I knew in my heart that that money will recover, right? The money will not like it will be. It might be because it's been hard times, but like we will survive it. Maybe these people can't survive. Like these people aren't surviving. And I was just like, I just felt so like, but it also gave me hope because I was like, if these people are regular people, then they are not killers. Do you get? Like, if it's the circumstance where like you had to, um, this is what your last resort. That means your heart isn't really like in it. I was like thinking maybe they just got lucky, you know. And the next day, they set out, tried to contact my parents and whatnot. They leave me and the woman. So there were five other people in the car, and then like only two took me to a house, and like so I never saw the other sets of people again.
For the remaining days?
Yeah, I never saw them again. So the woman was with me in the room for the majority of the next day, which was Tuesday, and she kind of took a liking to me. I guess she was more gentle, just like more worried that like time kept passing, and um, her partner hadn't called her. There was no good news. They hadn't sent the money. Um, And then like she was just like panicking herself. She was like, "Oh, don't they have that? Why would they leave her like this with you? Her like this with me?" Um, that like aren't they like, don't they have sisters? Don't they understand what this is? Like, what is going on? Like, how can they just leave me here? Yada, 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 yada. In some ways, I feel like the woman was trying to use me to like with her, with me, she could be a new person. Like she could be this person that wasn't like the one doing all these things. Like she could be, do you know sometimes because she played like she like transformed herself like for me. It's pinning her. It's pinning her that I'm here. As I'm here, that she's just pitying me. But anyways, at that point in time, I'm actually fast forwarding to the story because on that Tuesday, I was still scared. Um, I noticed that she was soothing and everything, and but like I was still wary of her because like I was still wary of her. But like the more she kept talking and talking about like how uncomfortable she was, the more I felt like maybe like I could like talk to her, you know. So I remember she was watching some videos. I was listening to them. Just like first of all, people that what they watch, their content, brain rot. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I listened to all that shit for 5 days. To be honest, just like stupid, like all these kind of shows, like all this kind of listening. Say, um, Yahoo boyfriend did ritual for his girlfriend. She wore her wig, and then they went to native doctor. Just like stupid lower class, like level, like like level content, like just the ones that like anybody who has time and education would not be
And
like
this was like most
engaging.
of what she was listening to.
Yeah, this was like most of what she was like listening to. It's always about don't trust men. It was like nothing, so nothing worthwhile, like nothing of any value.
Nothing reasonable.
Mm-hmm. So I know. I remember just like trying to have a conversation with her about. It. I was like, oh, that thing that you played that time, is it really true? Like, yeah, so it's true. It's like small, 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 small. Like I peeped. So one time she caught me like peeping, and then she got super mad, and then she like tightened my blindfold very well. She was like, she has been too nice to me, and I was telling her that I'm sorry, that I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And she was like, do I want her to do this to me? And I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Mm. And then we were not wondering where he was, why it was taking him so long to come back. Like she was getting worried. She was getting worried. I think they figured out that my parents had gone to the police anyways, because at that time they were like, your daddy's tracking us, your daddy's tracking us, your daddy they track us. And I was just like, I hope my dad is not trying to do James Bond over here. Like, I hope he's just trying to like send them this money so that I can get out of here. When he comes back with no good news, I'm like, I was shocked to still be there for another night. Like, I was like, I'm still here. They would ask me to eat, brush my teeth. They won't send me to shower. I was like, I want to go the way I came. Just take me like the same way I came. Like, don't take off my clothes. Don't do anything. Like, you will just return me back. I'll go and do all the things I need to do when I go back to my father's house. By the two, I was just like, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, I'm here.
By the what?
By the two, I don't know. Also, I was counting it. I was abducted by 6 p.m. So every day I would count 6 to 6. 6 to 6 a.m. is 12 hours. 6 to 6 p.m. is 24 hours.
So
To gauge the amount of time. So I was like, I have been kidnapped for 12 hours. I have been kidnapped for 18 hours. So I was like trying to gauge like at what point the hours start adding up to become days. Right. And then like
So day two would be Wednesday,
yeah,
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
And then your body started to.
Yeah, it says to shut down.
No, would you say that you started like accepting your situation? Was it more like, did you feel a little bit more comfortable? Like, did you accept
You
the
know what?
situation?
Like, yeah. Eventually, I accepted the situation. Like, I'm kidnapped. By the time you spend 3 days there, you're like, okay, I did hear like,
Mm-hmm.
but like my body, like, I can't explain. Like, it's like I would be having like, I would like have intense like emotion, and I knew that I couldn't cry. Right, so I would like open my mouth wide and scream silently, like
All of this while blindfolded.
all of this felt blindfolded, and I would scream like silently because like they wouldn't even let like you were already. They would tell me, "Don't do that thing, don't do that thing." Like, do you want me to take it where they will molest you, where they will fuck you, like, and I was just like, and I was just like holding in my pain and holding in my tears and holding in my fear. They're like, at the end of the day, life is important. Like, what you cannot kill somebody all day once every day. But by Tuesday, actually, the woman had now told me that like in my life, seeing a group of people I don't know from anywhere, I should never lie to them. Like the price that I gave them, if I knew that I couldn't afford it, I should have never said it. I should have never said it. Like she just gave me advice. And it's not like I'll ever enter this kind of situation again. Because then, and when I heard her say that, and I had started telling her how that please, like, if my dad had this money, he would have sent you the money. He doesn't have it. Just take this one that he said he can give you, please. Like, I know I was like, she likes me. She likes me. That like me, I will go house. I'll go house. I'll go house. That even if you didn't pay the money, that she would talk to them and they will let me go. Next time I would ask her, how are you so sure? Like, what's your guarantee? And she was always reassuring me with so much confidence. And I was like, you okay, you're talking about bad guys outside. Why can't they come in? Do you know, like they can break down if they're so mad, like they can break down the door. Okay, maybe they don't want to do something. So she goes outside to talk to them. Nobody comes inside the house apart from anybody that they want to come inside the house. And then I was trying to understand why she felt like, because then she would tell me she just joined. I'm feeling like I'm going for it. Let me just follow this story step by step. So by Tuesday, I figured that the woman was not. I figured that maybe like I was like the woman is still reassuring me. By Wednesday, so by Tuesday night, they asked me to open my laptop. She asked me if I can connect, like if there's a way for me to make calls with my laptop. I said yes, with my Wi-Fi, I'll be able to make calls with my laptop. Because she wanted to know if they had been like what, because like to her this experience was strange as well. She wanted to know why like he had been gone for so long and why he refused to come back. So maybe she thought that like maybe they had gotten the money and then they were going to leave her out of it to still keep me here, right? So she was like, the only thing you will do for me when he comes back, I will call your daddy and you will tell you will tell and then he will tell us how much he has sent. They woke me up from sleep in the middle of the night around like 10 p.m. or so. I didn't even know how I slept off. I didn't even know how I was sleeping. I used to pray to go to sleep, to be fair, because like lying awake would have been like terrible. But yeah, um, where was I?
you were finding it hard to sleep.
Yeah, but anyways, I slept early, and then they woke me up around like 10. No, I didn't say I was finding hard to sleep. I said I don't know how I slept. I don't know how I was sleeping. Like,
okay, you said you slept around 11.
they woke me up around like 10 or 11. I don't know. She woke me up in the night, like
Oh,
when I had
PM.
already gone to sleep. Gone to sleep. She said, open your laptop, and call your daddy. I called my dad's number. It wasn't ringing. I called it again. It wasn't ringing. I was like, maybe he's shutting down. Maybe he wants to sleep, sleeping or something. Anyways, it was a WhatsApp call. His phone probably wasn't dead. He just WhatsApp was just like not on or something. 'Cause I think he has two different phones or whatever. So she now said, okay, call your sister. I called my sister and she picked up. She was like, she whispered, she was like, Kachi. I was like, it's me, it's me, it's me. Like, and then she was just like, ask them, have they sent the money? Like, have they sent the money? And then like my sister's husband then came and then he's like, they've sent 1 million into the accounts, right? Like, and they're processing the rest of the money. Like, just like everything, he was trying to be calm and reassuring for them. Like, everything would be like sorted out by tomorrow. I was telling my sister that like she doesn't know what that call did for me. Like in some ways, um, like that gave me strength for the night. That gave me strength for the night and gave me like strength to like try my first like thing. So I had my laptop connected to the Wi-Fi. I knew that like I was thinking about how I would send a message out to someone. And I automatically knew that my Wi-Fi being on, my Wi-Fi could be tracked. And I was like, I tried to text my dad as discreetly as possible. Wi-Fi track. I was going to tell him to ask Kamsi because I knew that he might not get it. But then he now caught me typing. God, I was so scared. Like, I don't think I've ever been that scared in my whole life. They've been playing nice kidnappers for a while, and like that would be the one thing guaranteed to piss them off. Like me sending a message out saying track. And like the woman had asked me before if there was like a same in the my fire. I should have just said no, point blank and period. But like I was just like, I don't know. I don't know that like I've never opened it before. It's in like whatever, even if it is like it's inbuilt, like nothing, like whatever. Just try to dissuade her. I was like, I don't think I know, and I told her nobody has the number. I never tell nobody has the number. I said me, I've never seen the number self, like personally, like I just do the transaction. I just came up with a story. At that point, it was just nothing sensible, anyways. Just so that they can make sure that like I
And they were
turn on
even
the.
illiterate.
Yeah, they were. So when they caught me trying to text, they're like, "What are you typing?" Shiba, I told you, you're typing something. What did you type? What did you type? I said I didn't type anything. I just like was shutting down. I was just shutting down my laptop. They asked me multiple times. I said no problem. I'll go back to bed. God, my house was beating. Like, but then my dad's chat was archived because I didn't have the time to delete the message. So I was scared. Like, I was scared. Like, I don't even know how to describe the fear. Like, that these people would like find out that I've told somebody to track them. Because then, like, it seemed like I was like, it seemed like maybe my parents had forfeited paying the money. Maybe they were like trusting in the, I don't know. Like, so I was like, I need to help them too, right? Like, let me help them, like, find me. Because also felt another thing about this experience was I felt so useless. Like, I felt so fucking useless. So in the morning, they woke me up again. They had their masks on.
What?
Hmm?
What day?
Wednesday. They had their masks. So their masks on. They told me I should open my face. They turned on my laptop. Said I should open my laptop. What did I send yesterday? I was like, normally I crack under pressure. I'm not like a liar. Like can't lie actually. Like I don't. If you ask me for the truth one and two times, I swear I'll tell you. Like I'm not like I normally don't like cool stuff. But I was like, I said, God, if you want me to survive this thing, these people should not see this thing. And I just trusted that particular prayer would be answered. And I was like, what is that? So when they opened the laptop, your archive will show here. So I was always trying to just put my hand around there so that they wouldn't notice like the because they were like they would check my inbox. But that's not even what they were worried about anyways. They were like they should call my dad, even if he's five, like even if he's like whatever he can like that they thought was agreeable for him to send, let him just send that one first. They said I should call my dad. I called him, like hearing my dad's voice, and then they told me the day before that he had switched off his phone. I can't, I can't.
Talking about your family doesn't love you.
Yeah, like they want me to suffer.
They want you here. They want you to suffer.
They want me to suffer, like,
It's like a psychological warfare.
and I was like, so my dad is leaving me here to die, like, but in some ways I didn't believe it, right? So this is the issue as well. The blur, like, maybe this is why they say some actors like go mad, like the line between like what you believe to be true and what you know is not true, right? So it's like I didn't think my parents like would abandon me, but like you're telling me that he switched his phone off, and I've not heard any mention of money. I felt like loved, unloved, and abandoned. Like I think that was the worst night, right? That was my worst night. Like I was so mute. They could even like, I was like the Walking Dead. Like they were telling me that I should not be the one to kill myself. Or don't be the one to kill yourself. Or no, but we have not harmed you. Don't be the one to kill yourself. Don't cry. Don't get a headache. Just preserve yourself. Hmm. Interesting. I was just like, so when I now heard my dad's voice the next day, and I heard how he was like, please tell them to exercise patience. He's in the bank because like the issue was that my bank couldn't like contain the money, and like he had sent it without thought, and now it was trapped.
So they had sent the ransom to your account.
Accounts. Yeah, but I told them in the car that I couldn't carry that kind of money, but greed and maybe God made them send the whole money. Made them pressure them to send the whole money. When I heard my dad's voice, like I broke. Like it broke me. My dad is, like forget all the things I say on the pod, guys. Like parents will be parents, but parents are parents. Like I've been so angry, like with him this entire time. I've been so angry with like my family for like a while now. And my dad was my first call, and I can hear him like frantic, neurotic when he finally was able to reach me, telling people beneath him to please wait exercise people beneath him, like that he should please, like he is working tirelessly for them to get the money so that I can leave. And then they'll be telling me, the family wants you to suffer. The family wants you to suffer. Um, but then they'll say it's maybe my brothers that don't want my father to send the money. It's like, you think this is some you think what you think this family is like, you should believe that. Maybe these situations where your brother hates you and your brother wants to
Like what she's listening to.
yeah, exactly.
Like that's what she's
exactly.
listening to, literally.
I was like, so she said those your brothers. I was like, have you seen them before? She said no, she's not seen them before. Not seen them before. So they went through my phone, I guess. I think by like Thursday. Like, no. I'm trying to remember. The days are a little bit blurry, to be honest. So I'll say by Wednesday was when I eventually thought that like I'll go crazy if I didn't just talk to somebody. So from the car, the woman was saying that so there was a man holding me, then they did a switcheroo, like then there was a woman holding me, which was the one that eventually stayed with me in the house, right? And she she like she said that she was Igbo, that I'm her sister, that that's why she begged them not to take me to the camp because I'm her sister. And like, so I said to ask her questions. I said, so you said you're half Igbo, where you from? She said from Imo State. That was kind of confusing to me because people from Imo State are not like, people don't like it's not like a community. You're not going to feel like I'm your sister if I tell you I'm from
Yeah, people from Imo State usually feel
mm,
different
from the rest of the Igbo people. So that was like a red flag for me. But then she said her dad is Yoruba. So I was like, maybe to her Igbo is Igbo. Just like asking her questions, talking to her. Talking, she was telling me about how, you join bad gang, bad friends. That's how you get to this point. That she doesn't have the mind for this type of thing. Like, as I'm here, she's just pitying me. And we're both talking about how the country is fucked. Like, we're just talking about how the country is fucked. Like, she was just like, just forgive me. That she's sorry. I should just forgive her. I said, it's okay. I said, it's okay. I think we're both trying to source out information from each other because my main aim for having a conversation with her was not companionship. Because I had thoughts of like possible ways to escape, right? But they had told me that people outside the gates were the bad guys that could like, in retrospect, it could have been a lie. But then like, I think I believe that. I definitely believe that for sure. Because like they were hiding from the camp because they were going to like run and leave the other people behind. So they had to pay people to shut up about like where I was so that they will not feel like ripped off. Do you get? I was just talking. I asked her if there were other people in the house, just in between conversations. And sometimes I would hear him, like, I don't know, we have other people around and stuff. That I was just wondering. She was not like, "Ah, do you know, I'm just remembering some things. Like, that woman is a bastard. Like, she was like that, let it not be like she's exposing their secrets. Like, let it not be like she's exposing their secrets that, like, um, she's that they all come from different places, they come together, that the house that they're in is a rented house. I was like, how did you guys all now meet up? So they'll come and meet somewhere, then they'll form a camp, and then after the robbery, everybody will now go their separate ways. and go back to their states and stuff. She was telling me that she was from Ogun States, and she would go back to Ogun with her family to meet her family. And she too, she's tired. She wants to go and meet her family.
All this work in the gang leader.
Yeah, all this while being the gang leader. And I looked to her for comfort, genuinely. Like, she reassured me, she held my hand, she told me that I would be like, oh, they wanted was the money, but like me, I should trust her. I'm going home. And then as day and night would come, like, in my mind, I would just be like, I'm so foolish. Because every day they say the next day I'm going home. And every day I'm still here. Why am I trusting these people anyways? Why am I not acting more? Like, why am I like allowing this thing to so I felt like I was allowing this to happen to me. And then but then I will remember characters in books that I read who I thought were very powerful characters. You know Olivia Pope now.
Yes.
Like I think she's intelligent, resourceful, but when she was kidnapped, she was truly at her kidnappers I don't know if we were literally at a messy. There's a book I read and the guy was like strong and like and so I was like I used to compensate myself because I've always thought of myself to be a strong, resourceful person. But like there was nothing to me, it didn't seem like anything to exploit. Well, actually that's not true because I did exploit the woman, didn't I? Like in some ways, like I did a number on her too. Because I knew exactly how to like make them feel guilty somehow. And like my sense of safety, I attached to their guilt. So like as long as they felt bad for what they did, maybe they would have mercy. Like when they did not get what they had, or when it didn't, like maybe they would just have mercy. Like if they just saw me as more human, because like maybe I was the first person that felt like a human being to them. Because like as far as anybody's concerned, all they see, all they know, all you are to them once they pick you up is numbers. But like I was able to make myself like a human being. Like I was able to like to make myself a person to them, so that like they would like hesitate to harm me. Coming out of that, like in retrospect, you know when people say like you don't know the right thing to do, like you don't even know what you're doing is the right thing until you succeeded at it. Like because then I was feeling like I was like a fool. I felt like a big fucking fool. Like I felt like a fool. I was like I just wanted to write something. I was like there's nobody to blame, so I blame myself. At this point I had internalized all the woman had said about her life. Like I asked her what she would do with the money. I asked her, so I was also trying to see if I could turn her. And I said, if you had all this, or if you only you could get all the money, what would you do? She was telling me that like, no, it's like a cult. They'll find you. Do you see how fucked up? Like this is where my brain is breaking because it was so unnecessary. Especially when she turned out to be the ringleader.
Leader. Just to show you how like deep into it she has gotten.
Yes, it's like
In a way, I feel like she actually believes all this thing that she was telling you. In a way, I feel like she actually believes all these things she was telling you. That she thinks she's a good person. She actually believes that she's a good person. That's why That's why it's actually very mind fucking because like you're the leader of this, you actually have the say, and you're here making me feel like you're as vulnerable as me. It's actually insane.
Yeah. Question. Did you think that she believed all the things she was doing? Or it was just parts? You said she believed that she was.
Yeah, she believed everything that she was saying. Like she believes she's a good person.
So you don't think it's part of her, like part of the game, part of the whole psychological
I
thing?
think she has gotten to a point now that she has done this. They have done this because you're not their first victim now, right? You're not their first victim. So I think she has done this to the point now that it just comes easy to her. Like she has actually said all of this. She has made someone feel safe to the point now that she actually believes that, oh, okay, she's amongst all these people. She's the good person. She's the safe, like she's the safe person. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, so what was I saying? Okay, I asked her if she would have the money. She said no, it's like a cult and stuff. And I said, okay, what will you do with your share? She said she'll start a business. I said, what kind of business do you want to start? She said she doesn't know, whatever. And I gave her advice. I told her, I said, hey, like, in your neighborhood, like, just find out what people need, find out the essentials, um, get the provisions. Like, just if it's Gary, because obviously I'm thinking like they're always in a low income. If it's Gary that everybody wants, people are always going to need food. People are always going to need all those things. Like, try your best to like that's what you should get into so that you don't have to do this again. And we always joke, we say this life, and then I'll say this life, and she'll just be like, it gets as it be. And I was like, yeah. But then every day she'll say, doesn't matter, I will go. But then sometimes she'll fluctuate, and then sometimes she'll reveal herself. When I was on the phone with my sister, they had already concluded on an amount, but she still wanted me to say something higher again to see what they could still give, like let them still negotiate again. Like the greed was everywhere. Like I was surrounded by greed. And it was like maybe during the day I wouldn't let myself acknowledge what was happening. And then when they would betray me again by saying I will go home today and I will still be there another night, then like all the anger, like the resentment would now then come. Because I'll be like, how could I have trusted these people? How am I even sleeping? How can I sleep here? Like, why is my body betraying me? And sometimes I'll be fine. Sometimes like I'll be so restless. I'm a restless person. I end up on myself. Like I can't stay still. Anytime I stayed still, I was worried because in those moments of there was a certain kind of early calmness because I thought about killing myself. I prayed to God. The only reason why I didn't kill myself was like if my parents let them not like let me not be the one that ruined everything. Let me not be the one that ruined everything. I have been thinking about point blank killing the woman because at that point you are the most basic thing. You are an animal, like literally in that like in those type of situations, like you are an animal. Like it is kill or be killed. It is survival of the fittest. And the only reason why like and it turns out eventually that like even though they might have been lying to keep me contained, but she would tell me that everybody has their own work. That this her oga, like this her boss, he doesn't kill people. But the people renting the other house, they trade in bodies. And like that house that was there, I had been thinking that if I'd harmed the woman, Or if I maybe like I overpowered her to a large extent, I could go to the house and seek shelter and call somebody. Maybe I'll call and they'll track the phone. Because I was hearing like kids. Did you feel like all of these were lies? The next house. I don't know, but everybody had to have known what was suspicious. Like you can't bring like how does nobody know? How does nobody know that this man has a victim? God, I'm not. How does it man? How does nobody in this neighborhood? I was like, oh, so I thought, okay, so I thought they didn't know, right? But then it's like this area is like riddled with stuff like this, like, so I couldn't trust anybody. And at the end of the day, thank God I didn't like harm her because then like I would have never found my way out of that place by myself. So as she was talking, because I felt stupid for not trying, right? Because I kept thinking like if the man comes back and like she's dead, I'm dead. I'm dead. Like if my parents don't, if they don't, and because she and like, I was like, you need a lot of things to overpower these people. I was like, I can't bring my parents to the lions den. Like I can't like bring like family. Even though I guess they will come with police, but I was just like, what if these people have? If this is truly like a dangerous area, what if they have like allies that will fight? Like, do you understand? I was thinking like a whole ass chaos will break out, right? Especially if they didn't make it on time. Because I knew that like we had spent. They were telling me I was in Niger, I was in like Kaduna, but I didn't think I was because Kaduna is further than like a 3 hour. Like Kaduna is far, and from like observing how long we were in the car to when I got there, I was like, no. So I just didn't want to take that risk of like not knowing how long it would take them to get there. So that's why I ended up not like harming anyone. I figured out I was in Suleja from like the bread location. They were just so determined to make me feel like I was in Kaduna. Maybe it's in case I told my parents I was in Kaduna, they would have been in like another place. Maybe when they eventually went out, because they asked me, they gave me my phone, they checked the balance. They hadn't, so my parents had sent some money. They had never even bothered to check. So the money was there, but the account was frozen, and they didn't want to believe me or believe my dad that like the bank is like the one blocking the accounts. So called my dad, we told him. And that is like he's in the bank. And like his voice was just so like broken, like he's in the bank, like he's trying to get them to do it, trying to get them to do it, but they're illiterate. Like I said, clear like I said, see the message that Access Bank has sent to me, like my account has taken in money that's above it, that the money is in the account. We just can't see it right now, but he's working on it. Oh my, they refused. Not until she went out and did a POS like they did a POS like check balance thing, and then she saw the money in the account. Then they calmed down. The next thing was how to get the money out, and like they didn't have a system. So like another mind fuck was I was captured by fools who I just genuinely believe are like like a product of the poor like educational system. Like they did not understand. Like they lacked like some sort of like critical like they just could like you wanted that money, but like you had never thought about the steps it would take to get that money once you got it. Like it had never occurred to you before. Because I asked him, I said, Oga, when you get this money, how will you take it out? He said, that's the easy part. That's the easy part. That's the easy part. Then they made it just send the money. Because I was like, you went to the POS and you wanted to withdraw 1 million. Like, let's you went to you went to POS. Which POS has that amount of money? How is that your first like how is that your first like um try? It frustrated her because eventually the man they started leaving the man with me. The woman I was the one going to go and do the collect the money. Frustrated her because apparently at that time it was only like 50K she could not withdraw for a day. They said now it's no longer my parents, now it's the bank that wants to kill me. Anyways, I made sure to shift because I felt like if the more they started seeing my dad as someone who just genuinely wanted his child back again, the less like so it's like whatever aggression that they would want to pour my dad, obviously they can't pour it on him, to be me. So endearing my dad to them was also like priority. So by Thursday, in a way, like I think I hit rock bottom on Thursday because I think actually it was on Wednesday that I felt my body start to shut down. Like on Wednesday was the day I had the like quote unquote heart to heart conversation with the woman and told her all those things I believe. And then like I felt my body like start to like the panic was killing me somehow. Like the fear of the unknown, the uncertainty, like my body was starting to shut down. I could feel my heart like slowing down, like getting a sense of like I was just like, thank God I actually walked even, right? So that I would have built some sort of stamina for this experience because maybe if I had like weaker health, my heart would have like given way or something. I don't know. So I asked her because my laptop was there, and I asked her if I could watch something that please. And the two of them had caught me on two separate occasions looking around. Right, they caught me on two separate occasions, like looking around, and then they also had a message that they think I sent, or because the woman will still ask me every once in a while, like, "What did you send?" And I just have to like keep up with my story because it's really better, like, yeah, whether I get caught than like shoot myself in the leg was my mentality because they kept threatening me and all of that stuff with all of that stuff related to that. But anyways, tensions now started getting higher. The more every time she would go out and not be able to withdraw the money. Okay, then the access bank became open. My card had limitations, like they couldn't withdraw as much as they wanted. And at every point in time, they would come back like disappointed. I would just be waiting for when like they would pour that aggression on me. So it's like you don't know what's going to happen next. You are at the mercy of these people who like are so fucked in the head that they're telling you to thank God that you fell into their hands and not the hands of people that would actually kill me. And I was just like, bro, I was just like every day, like, and I would believe them genuinely, like, and then every single day, like, the guy would always tell me, money is not everything. Money is heavy, but it's not everything. But sir, you have held a woman captive for money. Do you understand? It's actually insane. I'm too fucked in the head about it. Like, I'm too fucked in the head about that. So,
I feel like they were saying sorry. I feel like they were saying most of these things just to say words for real. Because like you can't be telling me money is not everything. If money is not everything, release me then.
I never really
If
do.
money is not everything, like you've already like gotten. I believe at this time they had already gotten like some amount of money, right?
They
Or
had not
access
yet.
to it.
They had not yet. They had not had
They had
access
not
to
yet.
the account. So it was the best time to prove. And once I saw that they had seen the money in their accounts, I knew that I wasn't going to live there without them getting the money. By Thursday, I knew that Friday was like the last day that the bank would open. When I went to bed on Wednesday night, and when I woke up in the morning on Thursday, I was like, I was a ghost of myself. Like, I had already prayed that, like, if what they were saying would be my reality, I was like, God, just, I don't want to wake up from sleep. Like, I want to die. And, like, that was a serious prayer for me. Like, I said, literally, like, if I'm supposed to come out of this alive and unscathed, let me come out of this alive and unscathed. But if anything else were to happen to me here, I would rather die. I faced my death like countless times. Like, you know, it's about just like killing my really just about I just like what kept me going. I believe that if I didn't have family, if I didn't have people that I thought were trying their best, I should have killed myself. I should have like if I didn't know that like there were people because like my mind. So this was the thing is that like I felt so alone. And again, I keep saying this because I feel like I'm a religious person, am I? But like I felt like where if I gave up, they would still be back here praying for me. Like I can rest. Yeah. And like the people back are carrying on. I know we're all saying our rosaries. I know they're going to church. And like there was like comfort knowing like that. But then again, when you're there, it's like a really dark place. And like I just wondered, like I did not doubt that my parents were doing their best, but I was wondering if their best would just be enough.
Yeah, enough, yeah. But like, did you ever at any point think that, oh, did you ever actually believe that, oh, maybe your father would have had genuinely like just left you to your fate?
No.
You know?
But I think I played into that. Like, another thing I said about like acting a movie. Like, I wanted them to feel like I was despondent, like that, like I had like, I was like, why would my father do this to me? How would my father know that I'm here? And like when you're crying and like when you're like getting emotional, like the lines are blurred between what you believe and what you want your captors to believe.
Yeah.
Right? Because she kept saying to me that for who I am, that like I must leave this place. Like for the kind of person that I am, that like I have to live here, you know. But like the thing that had taken a hold of them, like it's like they were possessed, like oh like no matter how much maybe she wanted to believe that too, like
yeah, they just wanted the money.
she just wanted the money. But Thursday, I like no. Whenever I went to pee, they were worried. I had lost all hope, lost all faith. I was the first time I allowed myself to be angry with them, to be resentful. And I was angry with God. Like I said, why like why would you leave me here? Like why have you forsaken me? Like did you like did I come here? Like was this what my life was going to amount to? Like is this like I cannot begin to explain the jumping like my brain like all the places that my mind went to. In any case, I woke up on Friday and then like there was just something in my mind. And it's going to sound like the cheesiest thing ever, right? But it's like I don't know who said this thing, I feel like I've been saying this all the time, and like I feel like I understand it now. When there's life, there is hope.
There's hope. Yeah.
Because I tried to kill my hope so many times because the hope was hurting me. Like the hope was hurting me. Like hoping every single day that today will be the day that I will go home. Hoping every single day that like I would like and then to every single day to keep waking up to the same reality again and again and again. Like
Like a
but
nightmare
every
that just
single
never ends.
but every single day the hope would come back again. Every single day. And I was like, this whole year, right, has been the toughest. Like, I will never forget being 23. I can never forget being 23. But, like, it's almost like I really needed to be broken. Like, as in, like, I had to be on my last nerve, on my last anything before, like, shit would start to turn up. When I woke up on Friday, at first I was still like gloomy from like I still had the same energy from the day before. Then I just started to think like I started to think of my life, and I started to like I don't know how to explain it. Like I prayed and then I had hope, and I was like, whatever happens, whatever happens, like
Do you think I want to say something?
mm-hmm.
Do you think that like that hope that you kept having, because it's very, if you're in a situation like this, it's very easy for you to just like lose hope and to just like subdue to your fate here. Do you think like that hope was like maybe God giving you a sign that, oh, you should just keep believing, like keep waiting, keep hoping that something was going to change eventually?
No, I feel like yeah, no, I feel like the hope had to have been banked on trust.
Yeah.
Like until I actually trusted that like God will not literally leave me here to die. That was when I started to feel like real like hope. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's almost like I had gone my own way. We had parted ways. I was angry. I said my rosary every day. I had like genuinely never felt so like connected, like and so afraid and so in need, right? And then like every single day, like none of my prayers were getting answered. And then at a point I was like, this is why I always say, what's the point? You're never going to get what you want. It's never what you want to happen. Like it's never going to be what you want to happen. If it was going to be what I wanted to happen, I should have gone back to my house on Thursday night. I said on Thursday. On Monday, like that same day, everything should have worked. Like while I was in the car,
Yeah.
everything should have happened really quickly. Or it should have happened the second day. Or it should have happened the third day. Or it should have happened like I was like, so what? Like I was just like, so what's all this for? Why am I praying? If it was going to happen, it just was going to. It was just was going to happen. But then I started to think that, and I realized that like, if what was supposed to happen will happen, something has shall not happened to me.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, wait, I am surrounded by enemies. I am like surrounded by like devils and evil. But like I wake up, I get asked what I want to have for breakfast. Like I'm threatened, of course. I'm under duress, of course. Like, but it's like, have you seen those kids in Oyo State? Like, and then I now felt guilty because like, what makes me so different? That like, and then you know what made me so different? I would say the first is maybe God, and the second is money.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like my value was high as hell. I had extremely high value. They hit the jackpots, like, but then I was like, regardless, like, I'm in one piece. And then I realized that, like, if I could be that way here, like, if, like, I am actually in a strange place under the worst, for the worst possible reason, under the, like, worst conditions, and, like, I can talk, like, I am fine. That's when I knew that, like, I was going to get out. I prayed again. I was calm. I was like, it's natural to feel fear. It's natural to feel fear. Me being afraid doesn't mean that like I don't trust God or like I don't trust that like I don't have faith. Like I don't know how to explain it. Me like yeah, I was just like I can be afraid and still like trust.
I still believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I there was no lights that day. She was out and about again trying to get the money. And then I was not like I spent the time thinking, I was like, no, it's time for you to know how you will help yourself to get out of here too. Like enough of this
So like in all those times, so
Mhm.
like in all those times where like they'll just did they leave you in the room?
So sometimes they would leave me and then he would say someone should come in, right? But there were
And you were like,
times
"Oh,
yeah, but there were times when they left me completely alone. I remember one time I tried to check if my Wi-Fi was in my bag, but like I heard the noise and I quickly went back. Then the second time, I walked around the whole room looking for a weapon, looking for car keys. Like I just searched and searched and searched, and I didn't see anything. I was like, maybe even like maybe my phone or something. I didn't see anything. I was like, okay, disappointed, but like okay. So yeah, by so I now see that by Friday I decided that like so when she came back, I told them let us talk. Let us talk. Like I want to live here. You want your money. Let's look for a solution other than this solution that has been keeping me here. I will make the transfers for you. If you're taking me back to Abuja as we're on the road, we will stop and we will make the transfer. So it's like, and I felt like weird for helping like them, but it's like they would have not like, so they were so adamant on using my card. They were so adamant on using my card. They were so inflexible, and it's like, it's their inflexibility that killed them because it's like you don't know how to adapt to situations. You've never been in this situation before. This is probably the longest you've held. So, and if it's not the longest, this is the first time that like it's feeling strange to you.
yeah.
Hold on. And you are like you don't want to let go of your old ways, you know.
Yeah.
So I just said, I said I'll make the transfers for you. You can trust me. Like I want to go home, and I know that the only way I'm going to go is if I get your money. You can trust me. I've been obedient the whole time. They trusted me the whole time. So like that trust was the leverage that I had that eventually made them like made them decide that they would take me along with them. So on Friday nights, they said I said they were packing, and that made me panic because I thought maybe they were fed up with the whole thing. Maybe they are not killers, but like maybe like if they leave me here, they can leave me to whoever, you know. Maybe they just want to pack up with the small money that they carried and then just go. I remember asking her, I was like, because they've been talking in hushed tones, arguing. By this time, I had stopped watching like what I was watching for the sake of um I don't know if I even mentioned that. In case I did, let me say that again. When I thought that I was going to die, I had to ask them if I could use my laptop to watch something to distract myself so that like I wouldn't like fall into a panic because I could feel my body shutting down. And I was like, the worst that they can say is no. And luckily for me, they said yes. So it was a distraction. And then eventually it became like a way to listen into their conversations. So I heard them arguing. The woman was like always for me going home. The man wanted it to be in a specific way. Uju has gotten home.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah, you guys, Uju had to step out. But like we're all on the call together, continuing this conversation. So yeah, I was like, I still try to hold back my fear. I said, I hope people are not leaving me behind. Please don't leave me here to die. And she was like, who is leaving you? Nobody's leaving you. I heard them arguing about whether or not they would take me with them to the to go and make the transfers and stuff. Me, when I suggested that, Seth, I was also open to like somebody being with me and me making the transfers from my house, from their house, but they didn't want to be tracked to their house. So early in the morning on Saturday, they woke me up, and like that night, on Friday night, I had a feeling I would go home the next day, but I didn't want to jinx it because I hadn't spoken to my parents as well since like Wednesday, and like I could only imagine what they thought because they've sent these people the money. These people could have as well killed me. Like I'm the only one who knows I'm alive and well. And Monday morning, like 6 a.m., they woke me up really early, packed me up. And the day before, they didn't even let me shower, like, because they were so busy, like, trying to do stuff. So I was like stinky. Or like, I was so like, that was the first time I left that house in 5 days. I mean, 4 days, because that was the fifth day. Yeah, I was still blindfolded, but they had become more lenient with me because once I started watching stuff, I would just turn away from them. So they were not really because they could see me if I saw them. Yeah. So they were, and I knew that the blindfold was like that was essential to survive. Me not knowing their faces was the reason why like I was like alive. And so I made sure never to see their faces with their knowledge. So it would always be like to sneak peeks at them and stuff like that, but never like as my own risk. Yeah. So on on on
Saturday.
yeah, on Saturday they put me in the car, they brought my stuff in, they said I'm following them to make the transfers, and from there I'm going home. I said okay. I said thank you so much.
Did you believe them?
Yeah, I believe them. I believe them. I knew I was going home on Saturday. I said whether by their power or by the power invested in me entering inside that car, I was never going like nothing would take me back to that like um house.
The house.
So I just had to be ready for anything. Eventually they had me in the car from like 6 to 10 a.m. just like they said, quote unquote, waiting for the other guys outside. Then they now went to, after they picked up someone else, I was helping them to go from POS to POS. They they oh my god, they had us driving around in circles, so that they couldn't be tracked as my phone was on, I guess. And I would just be making the transfers and making the transfers and making the transfers and making the transfers. I saw my dad's text messages, and like I knew that my dad was like, he was telling him that he was sick, please, please, like just like the bank is working on it. So I now was able to text my dad and tell him that he should just calm down, that I'm coming, that we are withdrawing the money, and once we finish withdrawing the money, I'll be back. Just don't call. My friends had started noticing that I was back online. People were taking screenshots of my Snapchats, all that kind of stuff. Like, but I didn't want to reply any messages. I didn't want to be too shady. Eventually, like, I kind of felt a sense of rage because, like, as I kept transferring the money, I was just like, this is not your money. My father is not he's not a criminal. Like, this money is hard to come by. And you're saying you're tired. You're tired. You've been working hard. Yet she's telling you well done. So some people's jobs is to drive around transferring other people's money. This, like, I was so angry. I took out my salary from their money, saying no way. I started removing money a little bit by bit from accounts to transfer to another account. And even then, I don't even know why. I was just like, I don't even want any money. Like, let me even like, I don't even know what was on my mind. Like, I just could not believe that these people were just taking my father's money and like harrying me and telling me, talk now, wait, just talk now. Like, so I was just taking little bits and bits until it became too risky to do so. They made it seem like I was transferring it to another account.
Oh, okay.
I was transferring it to another access account. Yeah, yeah, that they were not aware of. And eventually, when that finished, they now wanted to they now, because she made it look like after the transfers they would stop. They still wanted to max out my card. My card got maxed out, and then I still had money left with me. But I had managed to remove enough from the account to make the money not seem so substantial, something that they can let go. I mean, if you have how much that they had, the money left in my account was inconsequential. She was not telling me, oh, I wanted to leave you with 100K so that you buy your stuff, but just use this one and hold body. Let's just be going. Let's go back to Abuja. Let's take her back to Abuja. I asked them for my ATM card. They said, I'm still asking about my ATM. Just because they told me I will return the way I came.
The way you came.
Because they'd also forgotten my phone that I was going to use to make the transfer. We had to turn back and go and get the phone. They also forgot my SIM card again. We had to go back and get the SIM card. And I'm just like, what did I say I was dealing with? Like, fools, like, high risk. This is a high risk situation. And like, this is how you choose to operate. Bro, that shit had me fucked up. Like, that shit had me fucked up. But throughout, as the day was just having little fuck ups like that, I kept my faith. I was just like, no way, no how. I am going home today. So even when they started driving to Abuja, I didn't believe them. I didn't believe them until they stopped. I didn't believe them till the guy. I saw the guy because my intention also was to try as much as possible to like locate any place that like I can like tell the police, because as much as like they were nice to me, as much as they, I don't want to say nice, as much as they didn't harm me physically and they were very reassuring of me going back home, I was just thinking about all the other people that these people have terrorized, and like they can't seem to stop, right? It's like something that has taken a hold of them. And I was like, highest I would do is to like, say they treated me fairly and stuff like that, because the woman had made it seem like she had just joined them. So if anything, I was more so trying to get the man caught than the woman, because my hope was that the woman said she was going to go to Lagos. So I was hoping that like she really had her stuff in the back, and as immediately like they dropped me
You
off,
get the money.
she will start going back to her family in Lagos. When I came back and I was telling everybody that like the woman said she's going, that it's true. Everybody was looking at me like I was mad. Like, what makes you think that these people are telling you the truth about their location and their whereabouts? But then because of like the way, like the woman kind of like became like comfort for me. Like I was just like, ah. But yeah, yeah. So like I tried to like, I was going to, once I came out from the car, I was going to try cram their plate number so that at least I could identify the plate number. But like when they stopped the car, I knew that I was getting out, because like he came out to go and change the plate number. He swapped it. And then they told me to come out of the car. And initially they told me that they would drop me where they picked me up. I mean, I believe them more. But I guess jokes on me. But they dropped me like at um they dropped me at Katampe, like there's this new Katampe road around that side. That's where they dropped me off, and I couldn't believe it. Like that, I couldn't believe that I got out. So I still can't believe it, to be honest. Like I still can't believe it, to be honest. I called my dad, and I called my dad, and then he almost didn't pick up, and then he picked up. I started screaming. I was like, "It's me! Like it is me! I'm back! Like they've dropped me off! Like it's me!" My father was screaming, "Kachia Batako, Kachia!" Like the way he was screaming, I was just like, "God, like where are you? Where are you?" I said, "I don't know. Like they dropped me," and I was like paranoid. So every
Yeah.
car looks like it could possibly be another kidnapper. And I just kept, so once I told my dad I was sending my current location, that's when I found out that they had turned off my location services as well. So I fixed that and immediately called Kamsi. And like at first Kamsi didn't pick. I was going to call someone else, and then Kamsi called me back. And I was like, "Kamsi, is me." She was like, "Kachi." I was like, "It's me." That they dropped me off. And then I started to, all the tears that I kept boxed in for fear of like harm, because like my tears made my, like anytime I wanted to cry, like, or anytime the thing got to me really badly, like they'll be like, "I don't like this thing that you're doing, no. I don't like this thing that you're doing, no. I don't like it. I don't like it. Should I take you to where they will be like, and it's funny because you can see replicates of this in like Nigerian society as a whole. Like this is how we are comforted.
Yeah.
Like this is how like they feel we should be comforted with like harshness and like threats, and just like this is just how we are built to just like, we're so cruel as a people, and we don't understand. We wonder where the cruelty comes from, but like it's in our homes, it's everywhere. This was the best you could do. And like again with the woman as well, like painting this picture of me talking to her, and she didn't like the one thing I keep telling myself after is like, it was so unnecessary. Like it's almost like she wanted to believe that that was who she was. Like
Yeah.
it was so unnecessary. Like when I was talking to Kamsi, people say my sister popped on the call, Belushi popped on the call, everybody popped on the call, and like I just started to cry. I was hysterical. Like I have not been in the sun with my eyes open in 5 days. I have not seen lights like that. Like this is the first time that light has shone on me.
Were you on the road when like they
Yeah,
were calling you?
yeah. I was walking like on the dirt path, like, and I was crying, and like people were just like looking at me. like strangely, but I'm just like nobody knows that like I have just escaped like death. Like as in I just escaped like what could have been a completely different story. And then the woman showed me her face before she left now. Face of a woman who felt like she has succeeded. And before I left, I told her, I said, don't do this thing again. It doesn't fit you. Like when I still thought that like, she had never done it before. She said it's her second rodeo. And she just met these people 2 weeks ago, yada 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 yada. Apparently, if we found out that we're from the same town, we're from the same town, and it's like maybe like she felt a sense of like I don't want my people to see what I've become,
Yeah.
and I represented like the family or the life that she had left behind. And for me, she kind of just wanted to paint like this picture of a person,
Sure.
and to then come and find out that she was the leader. And so I was touched by the devil, petted by the devil, fed by the devil. She was the one keeping me there. It was no other person. Her, and then the man's like stupidity. They were the ones that kept me there. When I came back home, when my dad saw me, like I knew that my dad thought I had died. Like, like I don't know, man. Like, it was like I was standing right in front of them and waving my hands like a mad person, and like their reaction, like to see me, made me know that like they wanted to have hope, like they had started to prepare themselves for the worst, like, and then just here I am, only skinnier and psychologically damaged than I left, more psychologically damaged than I left, but like whole, like a whole person, like still a whole person. And the reality of it is that like the only reason, aside from God, like the only reason why like my situation was just different was because I say it again, like I had value. I was coming from a place where people could apply pressure in different places. Like I didn't even know. And the funny part is that whenever I pictured this kind of thing happening to me, I thought I would be gone. I thought I would be a goner. Like I thought that like my parents wouldn't have that kind of reach
Yeah.
to make things happen. Like, and it's like they went all the way. They would have gone to every level. They would have done anything. And not just my parents, my whole family, my extended, like my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, like everybody pulled through together. Like it's not just it's not just this nuclear family that's like um going through. It's like everybody's going through it. Everybody, I heard they were bringing food to my parents every day. My mother could barely even like walk. My mother was like, and I feared for my mother's life, honestly, because I know her and I know that she can't handle stress. And I was like, God, just take like, and then like they didn't let me talk to them for 3 days. And that's a thing or two, right? Like when there's life, there's hope. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like so long as you're alive, right? Something can always happen, right? Like
Yeah.
like it's not even like because it's just human. Like it's just human. Like even when you want to shut down, like even when like so long as you're still breathing, like hope is like within you, and that hope is always for better. Like you stay alive so that better will come, and that there's a problem with the people in our society, right? Like there's a problem. It's like when I was there, I kept thinking about how Nigeria is so fucked up to the extent that like people will become because when I thought that they were everyday people, because I saw her, I said like I said I saw her bags and stuff. I thought that like I don't know if I mentioned that, but like I thought that like I felt sorry for them because I felt like maybe they were people who were privileged once upon a time, and like the state of the country left them to this is what they have been reduced to, and it's like, and I started to question how like the morality, like that people in harsh conditions, like can they like are at more risk of doing worse things to me. Like it's just like if you, when you need to survive, like you can tell yourself anything, right? It's like you can tell yourself anything when you feel like you need to do it for survival. But kidnapping is a stretch in it. Like at the end of the day, for anybody to resort to kidnapping, like you are like it's a different ball game, especially like if you want to go about it with the way these people went about it. If like your way is to like my dad had to the reason why they said my dad had turned off his phone and like I hadn't been able to reach him was because he had to put a distance between himself and the threats that they were laying about what they were going to do to me. And you're just like where did it all go wrong? Like where did it all go wrong? I would go between like feeling sorry for them and almost like blaming the country for the situation. But then I would not remember that like it is everybody's situation. It is everybody's situation. Like so I keep thinking that like my brain did not want me to process their like bullshit. Like my brain didn't want to like my brain it was supposed to be that like I would genuinely because maybe like they felt my genuinity. Like I genuinely felt sorry for them. I felt like if they got the money and like this is not what when I started having my doubts about them was when the man started to say they know me on this road, the road that we're driving on. I'm like, oh, so they know you. You are a known kidnapper. This is your job. This is your life. Oh my god. I was determined to find any landmark anywhere, like anywhere in that place. I was like, I know the man is not going to live there tonight. Hoping that like he would hoping that like if I had anything to point them in that direction, that they could go there this night. It is a matter of like haste. Go there and capture this man. This man needs to be rehabilitated. Like I wasn't even thinking about the woman. And then to come and now find out like to find out that she was the one like you know what? Like when I saw them and I went to identify them, I saw their shame. They were so ashamed of themselves. But the woman herself, like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Maybe that's now that I'm thinking about it. I always said she was calm and she just kept saying she was sorry. Like she didn't really beg for any forgiveness. She didn't beg for her life or like all the other all the she didn't beg. She did all the other guys were shaking apart from her. Like it was like she came face to face with herself and like I don't know how to explain that. Not so resolute in her conviction that like they've caught me and this is what I've done. All I can say is sorry. Guys, life is funny, Sha. Life is funny, Sha. Yeah.
I was like, how did you feel like seeing them, like having them being caught and you like going to see them and them seeing you? How did it feel?
Honestly, it was kind of like a shock. It wasn't just like less than a day ago that I was within their custody and I was the oppressed.
Yeah.
And now they are the oppressed. And the difference between my situation and your situation is that you are in the wrong. So there's no mercy. There's no mercy. I got emotional at some points. I looked at the woman and I said, you lied to me. Like you made me believe. Like I felt sorry for you. Like I couldn't even finish my sentences. Like I put myself, I put you. In some ways, I put them above myself. In some ways, I like felt bad for being able to like because I knew whatever it was, I knew at the end of the day that like if it was about the money, like I could have my they could have their money and I could like move on with my life, like if I got out of this alive. But it's like for you like this is not okay. If this was what they had to resort to like for your family to survive, like just take this money. There's nothing that take the money. I told her before I left, just take the money and do something for yourself. Like you don't need to do this. Like, oh wow, she been at this shit for years, man. She been at this shit for years. In my life, I never thought I would experience such a thing, but I have. And another thing I was telling myself is that it happens for the work. Like it happens for the work that like I think I want to do in my life because um if you're a writer, what are the stories that you write down? What can reach people? Like how can you be honest? Like if it is not your life. Do you understand? I don't know. How can you be honest, especially if you're coming from like if you're like a non-create, if you're a non-fictional writer, it's like you can only tell your story. So it happens for the work. I kept thinking about the podcast, thinking about how like if I survive this, like how um I knew that like just surviving it would be something, like it would mean something, my I faced my biggest fear, which was to die like a meaningless death. And I sat with it, I looked it in the eye, and like I came out the other side of that fear. And it's like, well, I am also essential. Like I am like I have something to give, like I have something to offer. Like while I was there, all I kept thinking about was like what I would do to make this thing stop, what I could do to make things change. Like and like I didn't expect that from myself either. Like I didn't expect to be that type of person that would be in like calamity and be thinking about other people still, like thinking about putting like my family's fears above my own, like worrying about how they were handling their worry for me, like thinking about like the kidnappers, like about their own lives, feeling sorry for them genuinely, even though that was up and down. And then thinking there again how do we make this thing stop? Like how do we like actually like what like how do we do something about this situation, like about the country, about the lives that we're subjected to? How can I live in the safest neighborhood in Nigeria and still be kidnapped, not so 3 minutes away from home? Do you understand? Like, and I was just like, something has to give, man. Like, something has to fucking give. Like, I'm grateful to God that I got out. I can't lie. I don't think like recovery will be like a straightforward process, but like, I feel like when I'm not down and like, dealing with it and dealing with the aftermath of it, I feel like determined to like make some like to give like to help like to help in the efforts. Like I want that to just be my life. Like a lot can be saved from the mind, from like figuring yourself out. Like a lot can start like it starts from your mind. Because if these people had better like thought better, were like had proper just more like just the functional capacity to understand
They were
themselves
exposed.
and like to know better, they could just do better. Like if they had the opportunity and like the help to be in like to have had like better education, to have grown up in better families, like to have not like to like have support systems, like they wouldn't like this would not be the end, this would not be like where they ended up. And it's just what we talk about on the pod, like, and it's never just about being yourself, it's about being like like it's not just about even being, and I feel like I need to change that. It's not just about being yourself, like it's like being the best version of yourself that can contribute and change like society, like in a way that like we all benefit from you being that kind of person. Like who you are like should be beneficial to the people around you. You shouldn't just like, it's not just about like sitting down there and taking and taking and taking and taking. You shouldn't be a leech, you shouldn't be a parasite. Like you shouldn't like you shouldn't work to steal what other people have suffered to make. Like you should work to make life better for other people. Like you should find those values in yourself and work on them. Like that's what it means to be like it. Like find your own like find your strengths. Like there's something that like Princess said on the last episode that Angela Davis said about how like when they ask people to join the revolution or to get into social activism, don't just join because you want to. Find what you love, find your strengths, and like then join the fight through that area. Do you understand? Like then I get into it from there. Like it could be anything, just like as so long as like it is for the good of like human beings, it's like for the good of nature, for our safe coexistence. Like just find a fucking way to like improve where you are, like, and stop. Let's all stop. And like I think another thing, like let's stop like the exploits in society. Everybody's in it for themselves. Like it's like when they rated their values, right? Their values, money was at the top, and like human rights was like below. It's like we need to get to a society where like that is not the case. That is just never going to. That should never be the case. And it's unfortunate that like the only people who can feel that way are only the people who are privileged enough to feel that way. Like even me talking like this is still a privilege. Me being able to feel sorry for them was still a privilege, because at the end of the day, like I could recognize like that I had it better. But we need to find a way for people who like that to get access to the things that like people like us have, because like that's the only way that like they can be more humane. Do you know? Like that's the only way that they can actually be more human, because they're just living like animals. Like they live like they're in a jungle. And when we say like we live in a jungle, like we don't even mean it like in the sense of like it's cold out here. Like it's survival of the fittest in this country. Like it's a business. It's a business. Like what they did. Like it's just like how you're in your shop thinking about how you make profits. The threats are their way of making profits. That's their business. Like that's their like livelihood, isn't it? You guys, that's my story to tell, honestly. Like, in some ways, I'm even kind of drained of it. I don't know if you guys have anything you want to say, like, before I get to the Frida says what section. Hmm?
No, I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, these are not the kind of guests we want to have. But I guess you guys were here to, like, to to be this one is giving like it's giving like when we do like when they do like live show podcasts and people are in the audience like just listening.
Like just listening.
Yeah, yeah,
I think this
but
was more like a support episode. It
yeah,
was more for you.
yeah. When like kind of support I had was like I don't think I've ever felt so, and it's so funny how it takes extreme situations, but like I don't think I've ever felt so backed and loved in my whole life by everyone in my life. I don't think I've ever. I don't think like like obviously I hope nothing ever happens to this magnitude ever again. But like literally the worst could happen. That has happened, and everybody was like 10 toes behind me. It makes me feel like proud of where I'm coming from. It makes like me like once again like be the person to say your parents are like and your family like they do the most damage, but like like they love you. They love you. And maybe that's not the case with everybody, but like if that is your case, like we should always learn to temper our like anger and stuff. So I have a question. Yeah. So can you talk about how you felt faith faith wise? I feel like I'm still cringy about talking about it, to be honest, but like I feel like I kind of have to. No, no, no. I feel like I kind of have to at this point. I feel like I was telling my family that I lost my faith and I gained my faith and I lost my faith. It's just the same way I say when there's life, there's hope because I would like, I would like hope. Hope is faith in its own way, isn't it? Like as long as I had hope, I had faith, and I was like really like I genuinely like I said like I told everyone like it felt like every decision I made got me into that car, and it was all my gut instinct. Like I didn't like doubt myself in any way, and I have really strong like instincts for protecting myself as a human being. Like I learned really young the signs to watch for in my body to know when like I might be going somewhere that might cause harm, and I've honed that skill over time. But it's like every decision I made took me there. So I was in that car for a reason. I got to that place for a reason. And although it was hard to bear, like there was a lot that I had been going through earlier on in the year, and like I was just so angry. I had a lot of rage in me, like a lot of disappointment and resentment with God, with family, like with like so many things, and like I had to be like stripped of everything I had in a real sense. I had to come back to the basic of life and like to literally to the root of life and death to understand that like like I am actually not on my own, right? Like whatever it is, God has what I understand. Like I am not like alone. Do you understand? Like I'm not like I never and I was protected every step of the way. Like I was literally surrounded by people who would have killed me, and like instead they kind of like protected me from like worse people. They protected me from people who were worse than them, like because it could have always gotten worse. The situation could have always been worse. Like I could not be here today. That's the reality of the situation I was in. Like I could have just died. Like and all it would have taken was like an annoyance. And then they would have still my parents would have sent the money. They would have been comfortable to withdraw that money every day with the ATM and be satisfied living off that money. And I would have just died. That was the that was the worst case scenario. Like this is not when you say worst case scenario, nothing will happen. That was my worst case scenario. And I came back out of that unscathed. So I had the best case scenario. I'm extremely lucky. Exactly. And the culprits were caught. Some money was like gotten back, like some money was recovered, and like my dad said people are now re-energized in the police force. Even though that's fucking bullshit, because like they're talking like again, if it was a regular ass person, if it was somebody who didn't have that reach, like none of that would have happened. And that's the reality of the country that we're living in. It's benevolence that will make my father say such a thing. Not like that is not that's I saw people on the internet talking. It's funny how everybody be talking about it and like it's you. And even like the nature of the articles is so inhumane because like nobody like when we all hear about kidnaps when you read it on the news, you can't feel for that person. You can't like you can't because they don't write it in such a way that you feel. It's just a statistic. The kid is so abstract. It's just like a walk in the park. They just somebody they just and really they picked her up here and they dropped her up here. Not even like thinking about the what?
Talking about a lady in my tama, picked up a lady in my tama,
Yeah.
so emotionless, so
Yeah.
no empathy whatsoever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the word. Thank you.
And that's the situation of the country that we live in. Like, it's just what it is. So, guys, on the Frida says what section today? Hmm? Do you have something to say before we
I was
close?
about to, I was about to say, I think it's just conditioning, we've been like unknowingly conditioned, because like our first instinct when we hear this thing, it's not even like, I don't even know. Like we lack, majority of Nigerians, we lack the normal like human empathy.
Yeah. And I talked about how, like, that's a thing. It's just like how you see kids on the streets cleaning cars and we're so angry at them. But it's like, if they were in school, would they be cleaning cars?
Exactly.
If they were in school, would they be cleaning cars? You beat your house help at home. Cruelty is just like, is a regular thing in this country. And, like, we wonder why we're so desensitized when like larger things happen or why we can't speak up for ourselves because there are lots of injustices, little injustices that people experience every day that translates to the bigger injustice of the government of the country. Like, if you can do it in your house, if you can do it to people you love, who else is safe? And like, if you can't look outside your window and see suffering, where else will you see it? This world is big and small. Like, we don't even realize like how important just the next person is in it. Like, just like we are so caught up with like the global, like the big, how wide and big the world is that we forget like the people beside us, and like we forget that like that's what ripples. Like, if everybody just thought that way, and if everybody just like wanted the other person to have better, everybody would just be better. But people will be people. Like, human nature is not in itself like good. It's something you battle. Like, who says nobody has ever thought about doing anything? Like, who says nobody has ever thought about a crime? It's what you do with your thoughts. And it's how you consider the people beside you. Honestly, that's all I have to say on that. And for the Frida says what section, I feel like I'm charging everybody like to like speak up and to like, I don't know, like get active. Get active, get active, like get better. Like get better, like have more empathy, like, and also have hope, like, and have faith, because like we're losing hope and we're losing faith, and like miracles can still happen, and things like miracles can still happen. This was a miracle. Like, in case nobody got the gist, I was kidnapped. The kidnappers gave me food, they gave me water, they let me watch movies. Like, miracles still happen, and like when there's a will, there will be a way. All you need to do is have the will. All you need to do is shall want it, and then like people can change, things can change, like people can be better. Fuck, it shouldn't have to be anyone in that situation. Like, it shouldn't be a thought in another person's mind. That's all I have to say. To be honest, like that's my story to tell, and yeah, thank you guys for coming on, right? And thank you guys for those who listen to the episode. Thank you for listening, and like I'm back and still doing it. Like, devil is a liar for real. Like, devil is a liar for real. the next 2 weeks, like there will be another episode. There will keep being more episodes, like because there's more to talk. Like there's more at stake. Now there's more shit to be done. Now there's more people to reach. Like there's more people that need to get help, and we will help them. And like through our experiences, like through our lives, like something can change for somebody somewhere. Like that's just what this is about. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Ria. Thank you, Uju, for coming to support me on the phone on this session on the phone. Well, they're on the phone now, guys, but like for this
Love
episode,
you.
yeah, I love you guys, and I love you all listening.
Love you.
Bye, and see you on the
Bye.
next one.